What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, then welcome to our little corner of the internet. Today we're going to be watching a video titled The Iran War, Interceptors and a Costly Mistake. Peter Sheehan. Let's see what this video is about. I've never heard of Peter Sheehan before, but excited to see what he has to say. Let's see.
Hey everybody, Peter Sheehan here, coming from Colorado at home. I'm about to head to the airport, just a little early. Anyway, overnight, day 4 of the war, we've had significantly more attacks, a lot of drones, and quite a few missiles as well. The pattern that has erupted now makes maybe me think that the Trump administration hadn't thought this all the way through when they launched their attack a few days ago. The issue is targeting. The Iranians can't really go after U.S. vessels because they don't have the guidance that's necessary. And the Israelis are a long way away, so there's plenty of times to detect and shoot down drones and missiles, especially drones. But for the Arab side of the Persian Gulf, the story is different. So what we've got going on is, instead of going after the Israelis or the Americans, the Iranians are going after the Bahrainis and the Kuwaitis and the Emiratis and the Saudis. And all of these countries have purchased U.S. Patriot missile systems and even some THAADs. But those interceptors are expensive, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the Shaheds that are being thrown against them are less than 50,000. So in order to reliably shoot down a projectile, you often have to shoot more than one interceptor. And best guess.
Oh, that's gonna be expensive. I mean, if the interceptors themselves are twice the price as the weapon, and then you also have to shoot more than once to intercept, it's cheaper to fight than to, what is it called, to try and, well, intercept.
Shoot more than one interceptor, and best guess, and it is a guess, is at the beginning of the conflict, the collective Arab side of the Gulf probably had over 2,000 interceptors, but they've already intercepted over 1,000 things coming at them. So we're already getting to a point where the cupboard is getting a little bare. And it seems that the Americans are not replenishing any of those stocks in order to pressure the Arabs to join the war more directly. But honestly, there's not a lot they could bring to the table. Only the United Arab...
So they're not going to cover, as in, I don't know why I need to I feel the need to re-explain this, but it makes me process it better in my brain. They don't bring more interceptors in because they're like, you guys need to fight, you need to do something. So if you don't bring more interceptors, they're forced to do or act and do something else. Okay, but
Emirates and Saudi Arabia even have an air force that's worthy of the name, and their pilots are inexperienced and few, and honestly they would probably get in the way, as we saw yesterday when the Kuwaitis accidentally shot down a trio of American jets. What this means is, very soon, probably within a week, the Gulfies are going to have to decide to just not shoot down the Shaheds at all and focus on the ballistic missiles that can cause more damage and have more accuracy. And in doing that, you will see waves of Shaheds be able to start targeting energy assets, whether it's loading platforms or refineries or even the fields themselves, pumping stations. And that's going to be more than 10 million barrels a day in the direct crosshairs, perhaps as much as 20 based on how things are going at the time. And in the meantime, Strait of Hormuz is closed. Insurance companies nulled all insurance, so nobody's coming or going.
I don't know who he is, but very, very nice explanation. I like the way he explains things. I can understand.
So we may be getting that energy crisis sooner than we thought. The easy way around this, of course, is to develop cheaper interceptors, and there's only one country in the world that has that. That's Ukraine. And we are seeing very clearly that the United States' decision a year ago to cut off military connections has a big price. The Brits, who still have relations with the Ukrainians...
But aren't they sending Ukrainians to come and intercept? Wasn't that... We just watched a video on that. I think it's... They're on their way, but it might take longer than expected. They might not be necessary at the time that they're able to operate.
That are good in the military sphere have repositioned several Ukrainian assets, including Ukrainian staff, into the Gulf to help shoot down some of these projectiles. But give you an idea of how little the United States has invested in this technology. Fifth Fleet headquarters in Bahrain got hit in the second day of the war, and a radar dome got blown up, which kind of surprised me that something got through to an actual military base. And then I realized that there was no point defense at the base, something that the Ukrainians have been doing around their cities as a matter of course. So the American decision to not engage the Ukrainians where they have been defending themselves against Russian-launched Iranian Shahed drones now for 3 years, this is where the knowledge base sits in the world to defeat this technology, as having a real price, because that technology, those tactics, that experience hasn't filtered up to the U.S. military and then down to U.S. military deployments. And now the United States is facing the source of the Shaheds head on, and all it has is expensive interceptors that exist in limited number, which makes it very, very strange that the Shahed facilities that are building the drones in Iran still haven't been targeted. But more on that as we move forward with the war.
Okay, finishing this one up from the airport lounge in Denver. The other big news is that yesterday morning, Secretary of State Rubio testified to Congress to comply with the War Powers Resolution, notifying Congress of what was going on. The biggest thing that has come out of that is that he said that the United States actually had planned significantly heavier attacks in the days and weeks to come, and that he expected the entire conflict to last 4 to 5 weeks. Now, this is notification to Congress. This is not battle plans.
Interesting.
So there's absolutely no reason to expect the Trump administration and the Defense Department to follow that to the letter by any stretch of the imagination. It's just kind of interesting, the story that's being told to Congress. We've got a number of senators and reps on both sides of the aisle who are pretty aggroed at the idea that this conflict is happening at all, and we're expecting a bipartisan War Powers Act resolution which aims to restrict the American military's ability to prosecute the operation moving forward. The chances of that passing are pretty good, but the chances of it being a veto-proof majority are almost zero at this point, barring something significantly jarring happening in the next 48 hours. All right, that's it for today. Bye.
Hey all, Peter Zion here, coming to you from...
I love that it's a travel vlog as well at the same time. Again, I don't know who he is, but very interesting. He seems to be very knowledgeable. Also, look at the eye color he has. Very pretty. Looks like an ocean inside the eye. But we need to remember, guys, to get our information from various platforms, you know? Because this video is convincing me, you know? But who is he? Like, can someone tell me who is he?
Colorado, and as you know, there's a war on. You know that because you just watched a video provided by Zion on Geopolitics for free. But there is a bevy more going on out there. The Iran war is breaking into new fields, affecting military technology, energy trade, and everything in between. And of course, we talk about things beyond the actual shooting, going into every part of the world. If you sign up now, you get all of our videos as they come out. And if you sign up for the analyst tier, in the next few days, you'll even be online for Fire Me awkward questions.
Okay. The rest of it is just an advertisement, I guess. But, well, yeah, this kind of went hand in hand with the video we just watched on the interceptors that Ukraine was going to bring to the war, which I didn't know that it's like twice as costly to have the interceptors as the, you know, itself. And I think he said that they should focus on the ballistic missiles that do more damage to intercept them and not other things, which is a big compromise to have to make. But if they're running out of interceptors, I mean, I don't know what to say. I really hope that they take knowledge from Ukraine, since they've perfected the craft of interceptors, and see if that helps. I didn't even know about the existence of interceptors before this channel, so that's as far as my knowledge goes, but I'm learning. Either way, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys in the next video.